All right, all right. LDWMMAC. This is your boy Coach Sheldon Harrison. You're live on the Coach Sheldon Harrison Combat Sports Show live. Well, folks, I was excited about the UFC debut of Mallory Martin because I wanted to prove people like Mary Fartson. I wanted to prove that she was wrong. I wanted to say, see, Mary F. You see, Mary F. What I told you was right. I wanted to come in and start laughing at Mary F. You, especially you, Mary F. I wanted to start laughing. I was not able to do so. I was not. One thing I'll say about Dana White, I don't like the guy. I think Dana White is a POS. But God, dog, that POS, he'll give you an opportunity. He will give you a chance, okay? And what you do with it is up to you, okay? He'll give you a chance to win, okay? And that's about all I can say about him. Mallory Martin, you can tell that the jitters were there, okay? They were there. She just didn't look like, she was actually relaxed and comfortable. She never looked comfortable in there. It was almost like, she let Jandiroba take the fight to her instead of her taking the fight to Jandiroba. And see what Mallory Martin was doing is she was trying to fight Jandiroba's game. And Jandiroba, to be honest, that girl, her stand-up is non-existent. I hate to say that. Her stand-up is non-existent. It's not there. Like, she was doing these overhand rights that just made no sense. She didn't set it up with any jabs. And I'm like, okay, if Mallory Martin keep this fight standing up, Jandiroba can get her ass whooped. I was saying that in my head, like, okay, keep the fight standing. But Mallory Martin chose to get in clinches. She was trying for a rear naked choke. A guillotine that it just wasn't there. She was trying to fish for a guillotine that wasn't there. And she had a couple opportunities to get up, because Jandiroba got the fight to the ground. And Mallory Martin instinctively, she put Jandiroba in a rear naked into a guillotine. Why I keep thinking rear naked choke? Oh, okay. I'll tell you why I'm thinking rear naked choke toward the end of the video. Oh, stay tuned, okay? But she instinctively kept reaching for the guillotine. And I'm like, okay, she got to release this guillotine and just get back up, And I felt like Mallory Martin just, she wanted to try for the submission that just wasn't there. The guillotine wasn't there. Mallory Martin was obsessed with the damn guillotine. And I'm like, damn, okay, so let's try something else. And I thought at one point Mallory Martin had her moments where she was standing. And her stand-up looked good. I wish she just would have kept flicking the jab in Jandiroba's face. Because Jandiroba wanted no parts of that jab. In fact, not only did she not want any parts of the jab, she reacted very timidly toward the jab. Mallory Martin would flick the jab, and Jandiroba, she would start just moving and sporadically moving her head. And I'm like, yo, this girl's stand-up ain't there. Mallory Martin could have exploited that. And all Mallory had to do was keep the range. It was simple because she was doing it. But Mallory Martin chose to engage and get in clinches, and that just didn't turn out too well for her. It didn't, okay? At one point in round one, Jandiroba had basically, damn near had to fight out. She about had her. Mallory Martin got out of the arm triangle. She got out of that thing nicely. And I'm like, okay, so Mallory Martin do got some submission defense. Her submission defense not bad, okay? It's not bad at all. She got out of it. And I said, okay, how many lives does this cat have in Mallory Martin? So we got to round two, okay? The fight went to the ground again. Mallory Martin was having a lot of success standing up. And I said, okay, keep it standing. Nope. When Jandiroba came in for the clinch, Mallory Martin chose to engage in the clinch with Jandiroba. And I'm like, there were points where Mallory Martin could have separated and got the fight back to the center of the octagon. She could have did it, but she chose not to do it. And so Jandiroba took her back. She took her back. And I thought, okay, now how in the hell is Mallory Martin going to get out of this one? How's she going to get out of it? And Mallory was fighting. And at one point, I thought Mallory was about to get out of the rear naked choke. But guys, it just wasn't to be. It wasn't to be. Mallory Martin, she fought with heart. But Jandiroba, man, her jiu-jitsu skills, God, dog. Jandiroba jiu-jitsu skills. It's like, as soon as she hit the ground, that was it. Okay, she was doing what she wanted to do. Jandiroba was never in any danger of being submitted. Mallory Martin had in a guillotine. Jandiroba like, oh, okay, it's just a guillotine. Okay, I can get out of there. But, Jandiroba was whooping everybody ass in that Victor. And Mallory Martin, it's some things she can take from this fight. See, one thing about a young fighter at 25 like Mallory Martin, there's a lot that you can take from a fight that you lose as a young fighter. There's a lot. And there are a lot of things that she can do and watch this fight, and I know that she can improve upon. I thought Mallory Martin, her wrestling and her jiu-jitsu, I thought they were decent, and her submission defense was very good. But it's just Jandiroba is so high level that whatever Mallory did, Jandiroba just knew how to counteract it, and she knew how to just do, she kept Mallory Martin on the defensive most of the fight. You guys tell me what you think about this fight. It's your boy Coach Sheldon Harrison. I'm done. What are you waiting on? Support the best women's MMA platform on YouTube.